In my opinion, we're in one of the most beautiful valleys in Albania. We bivouacked just down there.
Running wild, nothing to lose. Do you remember the innocence of youth? Butterflies in summer skin, lightning exploding through, roller coasters in your veins. Do you remember the never-ending days?
As day breaks over Doberdal, we're finally able to really discover the magic and power of this place, and we'll be spending a good part of the morning here. This will enable us to work on or rework the fundamentals that are still lacking in real-life riding. This itinerant training formula always tries to adapt as much as possible to participants' expectations, even if, let's be honest, it's really far from obvious. The question was asked before setting out on the trails, whether they would prefer to go for a ride, or if they'd rather take half a day to brush up on the basics. They did. When you're in Albania, there really is something more exciting than going round in circles on an airplane working on techniques when you're at the foot of the slopes. So the decision was made, we're going to leave straight away. And that's easy to understand. But let's be clear about one thing, internet. The itinerant training courses we offer aren't there for tourists. And when I say that, once again, I'm not talking about level. I'm talking about philosophy and mindset. And mind you, when I'm not
Talking about level, it's still obvious that the more you've trained beforehand,
the more enjoyable this adventure will be. Don't believe the internet. It may look easy from the couch, but you've got to earn your way to some of the most beautiful and remote places on our planet.
With a sparkle in your eye, forever young. Every moment, this is life, take it as it comes. Jump up and reach for the stars, having no reason.
After lunch in an alpine farmhouse, we continue on the trail out of the valley. And we can already see the group's progress in terms of parade and reflection, so that we can always move forward together. Francois will soon be leaving, so he's only halfway through the adventure. So we're taking the opportunity to set the pace a bit with this D thigh, which, in my opinion, is just begging for it. We finally leave the valley, and a road with 2,347 bends awaits us. Well, okay. I haven't actually counted them all, but every time I pass on this road, I get bikers who are sick of twisting and turning, that's for sure. And even I might have thought of it at some point. This morning we leave Kux and head for Mount Korab, Albania's highest point at 2,764 meters. Once again, a place that has to be earned, but the reward is more than worth it too.
Tell me something, it might just take the pain away. See, I've been thinking a million things I want to say. Now I'm looking in your eyes, but I'm wandering to your lips. See, I'm trying to keep it cool while I'm hovering for the kiss. 'Cause I've been needing.
We finished the day on an extremely varied trail, arriving just before dusk. For my group anyway. And we'll arrive at Lulu's. Yes, we will, remember? The tower. Kulaupi. We weren't going to miss that. Oh, and if you see this empty internet table, it's because the second group is still tackling the mountain. And frankly, great respect to them for getting to the end of this trail. Well done, guys.
I've had it, I've almost knocked myself out, but now I think, yeah, just to answer your question, yeah, it feels weird to say this, but I took a shit, but here I am. Yeah, I am. You have to say thank you to everyone, yeah.
A good night's rest won't go amiss.
Enjoy Albania. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, internet, we're going to see what's hidden in Kulaupi this year.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Well, and you...
We are here. Stone house. A stone door, 200 years old. Inside you eat. and drink the best tea north of Albania. Now it's Tom's turn. This box is just like last year. Here it's with tea. I show you the best tea of this time. Now that's a wise man. Inside from the mountain. Phone, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, booking.com, Tower Hoopy, Kula Hoopy, Tower Hoopy, booking.com.
Good, and you? So Lulu, how have you been over the past year? So Lulu, how have you been this past year?
I'm surprised. Last year, you came with your friends, and this year, I'm surprised to see your family. Exactly. And your father. And your father.
Exactly.
Exactly. And your father. You're the best guide in French. I believe it. I believe it with all my heart, because I know how hard you work in the mountains. It's not easy, but it's a great experience, guys. Thank you very much. Tom,
Good for
please
you.
come to Albania. It's a very interesting place to visit and enjoy. It's Tower Hoopy. It's a family place. My wife cooks for you, she cleans the tower, and I serve. I wish you a very good day, and he's a world champion because he does the best single tour in the world. Thank you very much, Tom, and I appreciate what you're doing for my family and for Albania.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
so much.
Lulu.
Really.
Thank you so much. Don't hesitate to come, even if it's not with me. Kulapi Tower, you can book on Facebook, on Instagram, on Booking. It's going all out. It's a family home. It's over 230 years old. He's done a lot of restyling since last year. There's lots of new stuff. In short, it's an extraordinary place.
See?
I'll see you later.
I see you later. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, French.
It's the start of JV. We leave Lulu's with a weakened team, it's true. We must have eaten or drunk something we shouldn't have in the previous days. Because before the meal at Lulu's, part of the team started to get sick, and over the course of the day, almost everyone ended up on the floor, myself included, throwing up on the bike. It's all part of the adventure sometimes. So a group of us decide to go for a cool ride today, and then 4 nights of the apocalypse, as Greg would say, decide to go with me. But it's clear that I'm not in top form. It's alright, the group is progressing extremely well, we're traveling at a great pace. Through the many mines of the Bulquiz region. We've gone well over 50 kilometers without any problems, and it couldn't last. After passing through this little quagmire, we tackle a track that once again has taken its toll since last year. And we won't escape unscathed.
Down for you, 'cause I'm falling, 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 falling down for you. There ain't nothing that I can't
So very content. Break the bike. Break it, I think. Then, that's the wrong noise.
Well, we're not going to be able to work miracles. We're going to have to continue without the front brake on this bike. So I suggested to Jérôme that he swap with mine. But like the good warrior he is, and wanting to live the experience to the full, he decides to keep it. Once again, the internet is real life. Yes, no front brake, it's not the best, we're not going to lie, but we've got to get out there. So we keep moving. We're forced to turn back because the track is far too rough, and we've lost far too much energy. So after a few more hours of driving, we come across this little rubber that will be, for us, quite salutary with fresh cans.
Fala Mendele à mort. À mort, à mort.
Well, that's the last day. We're heading for Tirana. Once again in a completely magical setting.
But first, we're going to go shoot some motorcycles. I want to finish on a high note. Today, the menu for my group is another Valley of Wonders in Albania. But as is often the case, a Valley of Wonders is largely deserved. Okay, you can't really see it now, but wait a minute. It's a track that passes through an abandoned village. Lots of stones and a bit of a climb. So grip is extremely precarious. You need finesse, and let's be honest, learning this finesse is extremely difficult.
Received orders to sail for old England, but we hope in a short time to see you again. We'll rant and we'll roar like two British sailors. We'll
Power.
along the salt sea stuck to
The same. No less so because there's plenty of peace and quiet, but this one was really good. Valentin is a model of self-sacrifice. He's never done any off-roading before this week, and here he's having the time of his life. And yet, he doesn't give up, even though it's extremely difficult for him.
With a wind from southwest, boys, we hove our ship to deep soundings to take. 'Twas 45 fathoms with a wide sandy bottom. So we scored our main yard and up channel did make. Now let every man drink of his full bumper, and let every man drink of his full glass. We'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy, and here's to the health of each true-hearted lad. We'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt seas until we strike sound.
He'll be like the rest of us, rewarded by the beauty of these two valleys that awaits us at the summit.
These 35 feet, we'll rant and we'll roar like true British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt seas until we strike sounding.
But since they seem to love trouble, it couldn't just happen. Valentin would take another small fall and unfortunately puncture his ignition casing, so it was off to the mechanics for a bit. But in our misfortune, we're lucky enough to have the assistance vehicle with us today, so we don't even need to get out the epoxy, as we'll be able to replace it directly with a new crankcase.
Every time I look around, I hope to find you looking back at me. You're everything I ever hope to see. In the morning, when I get up, wish that we could stop and take each day. In the evening, when I get home, always hope to find you all alone and out of harm's way.
Et c'est reparti pour en prendre plein les yeux.
Every time I look around, I hope to find you looking back at me. You're everything I ever hope to see.
Well, okay, now I'm starting to wonder if what he really prefers is the mechanics. Barely a week later, we'll have another puncture.
What can I say? We rode a lot of bikes though. A lot of discoveries, good team spirit, sumptuous landscapes, and then surpassing ourselves. It's true that it's tough, it's fun, and it's a great atmosphere. You have to know your limits, and ideally, you also have to know you need to know your potential.
And then have the desire to surpass yourself. I recommend it to everyone, to anyone who wants to progress, to go off-road, to go on adventures, to bivouac in the mountains, to have a good time with nice people who are passionate about motorcycling. Give it a try. Even if you don't have a high level of fitness, I just advise you to prepare yourself a little physically so that you can get the most out of this week and not get too frustrated because you're in the red after 2 hours. It's true that it's a bit physical, but what the hell? Even 50-year-olds can do it, so don't hesitate.
In any case, it's a great experience, something to dream about, and you go beyond yourself and your own skills. The physical part is one thing, but the mental part is really, once again, this team spirit, which is extra and which is really federative in a sumptuous setting. So I can only recommend it to men and women who want to try their hand at adventure and who are really ready to push themselves to the limit and surpass themselves in a spirit of benevolence. Once again, you have to live it, you have to experience it, because seeing it through a screen is one thing, but experiencing it, falling, getting back up, persevering, riding by day, riding by night, eating local food with great people, that's happiness, pure happiness. So go ahead and give it your all. Thank you and good evening.
We see the internet. I hope you've enjoyed these 2 episodes on this great step forward for the Academy. This first itinerant training course in Albania was a real challenge for the whole team. Extremely tiring. We've learnt a lot from what's happened. We're going to give everything we've got to try and improve this formula again and again, even if nothing will ever be perfect unless we're aware of it. To conclude, I'd just like to say one thing. Do you want to go sightseeing? Go and see a travel agency. There are plenty of them. Do you want to live a real adventure and learn more about who you really are? Come and see us. Go internet. See you around.